So in this video I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to just document how I got my pride and joy, this mid-80s Raleigh Super Burner MK2, onto a wall that was going to be a little bit of a man cave. So I did see one install where the handlebars are twisted round, one of the pedals is removed, and then the bike sits closer to the wall. But I just thought that looked a bit odd. So the other option was this type of bracket, which is a telescopic bracket. I wasn't too keen on this either because it held the bike away from the wall, so there was a lot of tension on that bracket just in the one point. And if you take into consideration that this was going to be on a plasterboard wall, then I needed something which had maybe multiple fixing points. So the set I actually purchased was a set of 3. So you've got 2 supports for the 2 tyres, and then you've also got another support which houses the pedal, which also means the bike's weight is supported in 3 different areas. So when my brackets came, they actually came with plugs and screws. That's not to say these are going to be the right ones for your installation. If you've got a brick wall, if you've got a plasterboard wall, you may want to swap out those plugs and screws. And also, if you're not feeling confident about this, then always get a professional in. Definitely going to need an extra pair of hands. One person will be lifting up the bike, working out roughly where that needs to be, and you'll have your 2 tyre plates, and you want to put them just underneath the tyres and mark on the wall where you need to be drilling. I actually put mine at a bit of an angle. I wasn't too bothered about the whole bike being level or not. I've seen some which are really angled and they look fantastic. So wherever it suits you, extra pair of hands, get the brackets underneath the tyres, flush to the wall, and mark out where you're going to be drilling holes and putting in plugs. So as I said before, every installation will be different types of walls, different types of plugs and bolts and screws and things. So we're not going to go into too much detail there, but this is what it should look like roughly once your screws are in, your bolts are in, and the brackets are up on the wall and nice and tight. Now it's time to sort out the pedal bracket. So grab that extra pair of hands again, lift the bike, put it on the 2 ledges that you've just created, and push the bike against the wall. So you want to be placing the pedal bracket somewhere where the pedal will be meeting it, and marking off where you're going to be again drilling the holes and putting plastic plugs in and securing the bike so it's solid and safe. Once that's all been drilled, plugged and screwed together, it should look something like this, and the whole setup should resemble something like this. And then one of the last things to do before you put the bike up is to just make sure everything's solid, everything's super tight. You don't want anything falling off or hurting anybody. So a quick tug on all of the brackets, and let's just make sure it's all good. And then for one last time, rely on the extra pair of hands you have. Let's lift up the bike, get the wheels on their brackets, and then slowly lift the pedal into its little housing, and that should resemble something like this, and you can just sit there and admire your handiwork. So I hope that's helped, and if you're considering buying this type of bracket, you know what's involved in terms of actually getting it up on the wall. If you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel.